Picture this. You're sipping hot cocoa by the fire. The world outside, silent, peaceful. But winter has a dark side, a side that doesn't just knock on your door. It kicks it down. Today we're uncovering the true stories behind the storms that froze history in its tracks and the heroes who fought back.
Welcome back, storm chasers. Today's forecast? Chaos. We're diving into 4 winter disasters so extreme they'll make your toes curl, even if you're watching in flip-flops. And here's the twist. You'll never see snow the same way again. Let's start with a storm so brutal, it's seared into America's memory. January 12th, 1888. Nebraska. Meet Minnie Freeman, a teacher younger than most TikTok stars. Her schoolhouse? A wooden shack with more gaps than walls. That morning, it was 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Kids played outside in spring clothes. But by 3 p.m., temperature drops 100 degrees Fahrenheit in 24 hours. Snowflakes hit like shrapnel. Minnie's options: stay and freeze, or lead 13 kids through a mile of whiteout hell. She grabs a rope, ties them together like a human chain, and steps into oblivion. This rope? The only thing between those kids and death. Minnie lost 3 fingers to frostbite, but all 13 survived. Tragically, over 100 others didn't, including kids who fled the wrong way. The storm moved faster than word of mouth. No radios, no alerts, just instinct versus nature's fury. This wasn't just cold. It was a meteorological sucker punch. Rapid cyclogenesis, aka a bomb cyclone, formed in hours. Today, satellites would spot it. Back then, you got a farmer squinting at the sky.
Fast forward to 1998, Quebec. Meet the DuPonts, a family of 5 prepping for a little freezing rain. But what fell wasn't rain, it was liquid glass. For 5 days, the DuPonts lived like pioneers. No power, no phones, just the sound of trees exploding like gunshots. Sophie told me, "We burned furniture to boil snow." Mom cried when Dad cut up her piano for firewood. This storm wasn't picky. It iced Maine to Moscow, over 4 million in the dark. 35 dead. And the cause? A weather sandwich. Warm Florida air, smooshed against polar air, creating a freezing rain factory. Ever wonder why ice beats snow? Snow's fluffy. Ice? It's nature's barbell. Just half an inch can snap century-old oaks. Quebec got 4 inches. Let's just say the trees lost. Now, let's shatter a myth. Deadliest blizzard ever? Not in the Arctic. In Iran. February 1972, villages near the Turkish border. These folks hadn't seen snow in decades. Then, 10 feet in 48 hours. Dr. Sharifi worked 72 hours straight. He told me, we'd follow cries only to find corpses. Survivors ate wallpaper glue for calories. Official death toll? 4,000. Real number? Maybe twice that. Why don't we know? The Shah's regime buried reports faster than the bodies. This storm was political dynamite. Iran was rich with oil, but the rural poor? Forgotten. When the snow melted, so did the regime's credibility. 4 years later, revolution. Funny how weather and history, they're tangled. You think you're safe in the South? Meet Winter Storm Uri. February 2021. Texas. Temperatures colder than Mars. Meet Maria Gonzalez, a nurse in Houston. She thought hurricanes were her biggest threat. Then, no power for 72 hours. Pipes burst. Hospitals overflowed. Maria carried her son through ice to a shelter. "We passed cars abandoned in the street," she said. "Like a zombie movie, but colder." Texas's grid failed because it was built for heat, not cold. Pipes froze. Nuclear plants shut down. And the kicker? Politicians blamed wind turbines, which supplied just 7% of power. The real villain? No winterizing. At all. This wasn't a fluke. It was a warning. As climate chaos grows, even Sunbelt states aren't safe. Next time, it could last weeks. So, what's the game plan? First, listen to the past. After the '98 storm, Quebec buried power lines. Texas, they're working on it. Second, tech.
Warmer oceans mean wetter storms. The Arctic's melting, so polar vortexes go rogue. Translation: more Texas 2021s. But AI can predict disasters months out if governments invest.
You don't need a lab, though. Start with this. Minnie Freeman survived with a rope. A $20 kit could save your life. These storms have one thing in common. They caught us off guard. But history's a teacher. The next freeze is coming. Will we be ready? Or will we end up like that guy who tried to outrun the children's blizzard in his pajamas?